everybody. Good afternoon. This is Jean here. I'm with Jen, and we are complete. We have completed Jean's Block Party 2018. We have completed our blocks. We're in our front room. Hopefully we can see our quilts. I have not seen Jen's quilt in person. She sent me a picture, and it's on the Community Blocks page, which, if you haven't gone, there are maybe a dozen or so quilts that have been like finished.
Totally finished.
Finished.
Quilted.
Yeah. So as we said all along, thank you very much, you advanced quilters, for following along with us. This was supposed to be for beginners, but it's awesome. Quilts are beautiful. 2 colors, bright colors, black colors.
All different. They look so different.
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
different
really.
configurations, different sashing. Like, they are so awesome. But Jen and I have played it very safe.
Yeah.
This is Jen's absolutely very first proper quilt that she's ever made, and I've not seen it. I've seen a picture of it, but I'm going to show it. I'm going to show you mine, and I'm going to show you Jen's. But first of all, drum roll. Let's see Jen's quilt.
Oh, why do I feel nervous? Wait, I gotta get the top up.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Mine has a top and a bottom. Like
oh yeah. Well, they would all do.
Oh, right, because of the heart.
Because of the heart.
Right.
So there is Jen's quilt. Looks big.
It feels huge.
It looks big.
I'm like, how am I gonna quilt this?
Is this? Mine doesn't look this big.
It doesn't.
But we're going to measure them. Jen just came. We've been talking about this whole process, and Jen just came in and said, "I wonder if there are quilts of the same size." And I was saying, I was looking on the web, and they all look rather the same size. And if you had 12.5-inch blocks with 2.5-inch sashing,
yeah.
So we're going to measure them. I have a tape over here, but here is Jen's beautiful white quilt with blue.
Which is funny, because I said to Jean, I'm making a blue quilt. And she was like, no, you're not. You're making a white quilt with blue.
Yeah.
And now that it's done, I see what she needs.
Yeah.
Now.
So you think you're buying a certain fabric, and when you're
I had tons of blue.
Yeah,
but
exactly. You bought mostly blue.
Mostly blue.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look, it looks white.
It looks a white with
blue
with
and
lots
other
of blue. And,
colors.
lots of orange and reds.
Yeah.
I mean, yellows and reds and oranges, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, so this is stunning.
Thank
Jen,
you.
I'm very, very,
Thank you for teaching me.
So, also,
So
when we
excited.
were talking about this, when I had seen your blocks last week, when we were talking about the sashing and cornstones, I had told you, with, like, not criticizing.
Yeah.
I wasn't criticizing.
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
I had to iron and starch my blocks again.
Yeah. So, when you go along...
And what a difference.
Yeah, it really it does.
It's crispy.
Yeah, she always says, "Oh, my quilts are so crispy,"
And I love that. They just look pristine when they're
and
crispy.
and even after washing, they sort of do. You
They
know,
do.
I use a bit of starch. Jen
I use like a half a can.
Jen said I use like half a can of starch. I'm like, what?
This will be starched forever.
There's starch coming. I'll tell you, starch for days on this quilt.
But my white fabric wrinkled easily. Like
This one?
very easy. Yeah. This, for something about it, the
Okay.
thread counter, I don't know what made it more wrinkled than my blues and my yellows.
Okay, just maybe a different manufacturer.
Yeah, they're both cotton.
It is,
100%
yeah,
cotton.
100% cotton. It is magnificent. It is
Thank
absolutely
you.
super. There's my block. Now, let's talk about your bees.
Yeah. I love my bees.
You fussy cut them?
I fussy cut all my bees.
Okay, and we are going to be doing a. If you're following along, Jen and I went to the quilt show. Long story short, she bought this fabulous gadget, but awesome ruler fussy cutter. We're going to be doing a product review of these products that we got at the craft show, at the quilt show. I'm going to tell you all about that. But one of them is a fussy cut window image finder.
Yeah.
And Jen bought it. I didn't buy anything. Jen bought it, and I'm telling you, how long did it take you to fussy cut 30 bees?
I mean, like 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
It was crazy. I couldn't believe how fast I did it.
So that's
and I'm a beginner.
Beginner who doesn't know measuring. This product that we're going to be reviewing, unbelievable. Just a quick, I've said it before, quick shout out. We're going to do a whole thing on Martelli, MartelliNotions.com. Look them up. Unbelievable stuff. So that was Jen's fussy cut little bees here, which I like. It makes your eye, it ties it all together, but it also travels all the way around the quilt. It's just beautiful.
And I told Jean, when I was putting it together, I thought, do I put all the bees one way? Do I put them all the other way? And then I thought, no, like bees would swarm. So then I like put some this way, put some that way, and kind of just like made it go. And my bees go different ways in the blocks when I use my bee fabric.
Beautiful.
So,
I love that. It just adds that little pop. Just a little pop. Now you got, now what we're going to be doing, we're going to measure this, but we're going to also be talking about our backing.
Okay.
You have just blue, you have blue.
It's blue and white, but it reads blue.
Okay, it's blue and white. Now before we go there, I'm going to show you mine.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get the partner. Could you just give me that tape over there?
The tape measure.
The tape measure?
Right here.
Right there. So here's mine. And we want to measure them to see, because mine looks a bit smaller.
Well, how could it be?
I don't know. It's certainly not. Thank you, darling. Thank you, partner. So we're going to measure these. You take that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Oh no, maybe it's not.
No,
Oh no, it's right. So there's mine.
maybe a smidge.
Oh no, that's the heart. The heart is what determines if it's upside down. That's the only block. Obviously, this is a sampler block that we've been working. Sampler quilt
Where
block.
is your heart?
My heart's down here.
Oh, nice.
Down. Oh, it's so funny. I put it in the bottom. You put it on the top. So the heart will determine if it's upright or whatever. But usually a sampler quilt will just be however it goes. But we did one directional block, which is my heart. So there's mine.
I love it.
My fabric line was from Moda, called Handmade. It was a collection of about 40 fat quarters.
Awesome.
That I used in these colorways. And again, lots of black, reds, lime greens, aqua blues, but it reads white.
It does.
Isn't that funny?
I don't think I got what that meant when you were saying it the first time, but now that I look at them, I totally get it.
We have white quilts with
splashes of color.
So your fabric choices, I'm always marveling, unless you have a kit which has been pre-cut and you have a picture what it's going to look like, you really don't have a clue what your quilt's going to look like, and that's exciting.
It's a surprise.
It is a surprise, because you're thinking, you have something in your head, like Jen had for all your blue fat
I was making a
quarters.
blue quilt.
She was making a blue quilt. No, she didn't. She made a white quilt with lots of blue on it. And I thought I was going to make a white quilt with lots of colors on it.
Yeah.
And that's how it turned out. So
great.
now, let us see. We're going to measure. We haven't done this yet. So I'm going to come over to here. So our quilts and your quilt, if you've been doing this, should measure. Patterns say, oh, a quilt should measure 65¼ inches. I've been thinking everybody's quarter inch is different.
Yeah.
So just pull that.
Okay.
So it's
59 inches.
59 by,
Like spot on. 59.
okay, 59 by, take it up to the here. And I'll do this one. 59 by exactly 74.
How'd you do that? 59 by 74.
59 by 74. Now let's see if Jen's is 59 by 74.
Oh,
It should
it
be. It should be. This is exciting. Okay, here you go. Put the one to where the one is. Do you see that?
This line.
Yeah, that's where you start.
Still can't measure. I still
Yeah, I know. It's at the line.
Okay.
I'll pull it taut.
Yeah.
Okay, 59 and a half.
Okay, only half. She was right. It's a smidge bigger.
It's a smidge bigger. Yeah, and then
let's
what
go
did we say?
this way.
74.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means I'll do it. I
Okay.
can do it this way. Let me do this. So here we go. Should be 74. Drum roll. 74.
That's awesome.
So, folks, measure your quilt top. If you haven't put it together and quilted it already, 59
Yeah.
and a half-ish by 74. That's what our quilt is.
Nice.
The reason I'm saying that is we're going to now, just real quick, how did you, okay, going back to our sashing and cornerstones.
Yeah.
When you were constructing it, last week we had just the blocks.
Yes.
And you were doing I told you, I gave the instructions.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
Well, if I would have listened,
If she
it would have
listened-
been really well.
I was talking to Jen on Sunday. I'm like, so how did it work out? And she went, and I'm like, hold on. I know this girl. I bet you tried to chain piece something. What did I say? You do one thing. Yeah, you know, she's so clever. I'm like, oh, she can chain piece, she can chain. Get on.
But then I got all chain piece happy and I started doing white strip, white strip, white strip, white strip, white strip, white strip. And then all of a sudden after 10 were done, I was like, wait, 2 white strips. That's not gonna work. And I started flipping out. And I thought I ruined it. I almost called Jean. Yeah, I was so upset. I was having a heart attack. I ruined my blocks. And then I was like, no, I gotta fix it. Yeah. I can fix it. So I got my seam ripper out and I actually rearranged the block. So this wasn't my first choice of placement. I got a lot of heavy block. It's still light dark, but my heavy dark, I had more sporadic where they kind of ended up at the bottom because if I would have put my original placement, I would have had to rip like 10 seams. So by changing the placement, I only had to rip 3 seams. Right. But it took me like 6 hours.
It took 6 hours, which is fine. That's good because it's doing. That funny.
My 5-year-old's laughing at me. He's like 6 hours. That's ridiculous.
She did make dinner, and so. But how I had said to do it is literally just rows, like we had been constructing a block. Yeah. And Jen thought I'll be clever and do chain piecing. And sometimes, if you follow my tutorial, sometimes I'll say, let's chain piece this whole lot together. Let's chain piece one side, chain piece 40 blocks. Other times I'll say, let's just do one block. And I treated this sort of as one block. That's what you had said.
That's what I should have done.
You know. So anyway, it turned out beautiful.
Apparently, you should listen to your team.
Well, no, because I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
When chain piecing, because it's like I'm gonna get this thing. I'm on a roll. I'm doing it.
Well, and I chain pieced the B and the sashing this way.
Okay.
And that was super easy. Like so then I got overconfident.
Yeah, and doing the blocks.
Yeah.
And you can get mixed up because some of the sashing doesn't go on one side, goes on the other side. You know,
and some of my blocks, because I fussy cut a lot, more than just my heart is directional. So like
that's right.
I didn't mind if my bees went this way, or this way, but I didn't really want them upside down.
Right.
So then that made me have to really think about what I was doing.
Right. So directional, you know, it sort of resembles mine, but not, because Jen did directional for her first time fussy cutting. Awesome.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
I love it. I do love it.
So you've finished your quilt top. Now we come to the backing. I just wanted to address lots of people. Could you just grab my phone there?
Yep.
Lots of people are saying. Oh my gosh, sorry. Lots of people are saying, can I use a sheet? By all means, a sheet or an old duvet cover. What I like to do. Sorry, could you get that? What I like to do is from the very beginning I use a print fabric. Only because when I was started out quilting, this is a fabric that goes in. I've used it in my actual quilt.
Oh, you can tell. It's beautiful.
And I wanted something bold because I have a white quilt, so I'm going to have a red backing. But a lot of people, when they first start out, as I did, I wanted to hide my crummy quilting because I wasn't sure, like my back tension or like the back of the quilt. So I just got in the habit of using a patterned fabric. And as I've said all along, I get fabrics on clearance. I get fabrics, on sale. And do they necessarily have to coordinate? Not really. I mean, they should, but like in the family of whatever, or sheets, wherever you can get your fabric from. I like to use pattern. Now this has a tiny little pattern match. So I'll just have to match that, like wallpaper, but it's no big deal.
Okay.
But I wanted to share with you what we received. What I downloaded. Somebody had sent it to me. Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot your name, a comment. It is, let me see. It's Robert Kaufman. Yeah, Robert Kaufman. It's called Quilting Calculator. It's an app. Oh, it's called here it is. It's called, how do you go back to the beginning?
Hit your back button.
What does that mean?
Oh, quilting. It's there on my phone. I don't know where it is on your phone.
Okay. It's called Quilting. Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. It's called the Quilter's Little Helper.
Okay. From
Robert Kaufman. It's an app. And it's a quilting calculator. And it has actual how to use the calculator. It has all sorts of fabric measurements, backing, batting measurement, piece count, pieces to yardage area, binding, border yardage. It's really fabulous. All sorts of measurements in inches and in meters and centimeters, of course, and yards. But what we're interested in is the backing and the batting. Now, I've not used this before because I had just told Jen to get whatever batting. But you actually put in, okay, so the width of our fabric, I measured it, is 42 inches. The width of our quilt was 59. By the length, which was 74. Now, our quilts are 59, 59 and a half by 74. It says an overage. As I was saying before, I like to give myself, we know we're going to have plenty of width.
Right.
I do like to give myself like 5 inches on top and 5 inches on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I don't go to like an inch.
Okay.
Because when you're sandwiching your quilt, you will notice that the top will stretch.
Oh.
Cotton stretches, not like, but it will when you ease it out, because you're constantly easing and smoothing, and those fibers will stretch. So you don't want to have if your quilt is 59 inches long, you don't want your batting to be 61. Oh, I've allowed myself. So my overage, 59 by 74, my overage will be, I would calculate it at 69 by 74.
10 inches?
10 inches. 5 inches on the top and 5 inches on the bottom.
Okay.
The width were okay.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to do 10 inches. Now, that says we need
5
and a quarter yards.
Okay, good. I have 6.
So we got 6 yards. I told Jen to get 6. So this is an incredible little thing. That app is wonderful. Now, very quickly, what we're going to be doing when we do our backing is you're going to go how I do this is I make a seam right down the middle, a vertical seam.
Okay.
Down the middle. And it's not down the middle, it goes to the side. Now I'll do that. So I've allowed myself 69 inches. I have enough fabric here. So my quilt is 59 inches.
Right.
So I'll pull off a piece that is 69 inches. Okay?
Okay.
Because I'm allowing 5
Right.
extra at the top and 5 at the bottom.
Okay.
I know my width will be fine. So I have a piece 69 inches. Because we've calculated it and we have enough, I do another 69 inches.
Okay.
All right? And then for me, or for any of you, you want to just be aware of the few inches to make your pattern match. Just a few inches. So, because you have to sort of...
Off the second
off the second one. So, I have 2 pieces, 69 inches.
Okay.
For my quilt backing. What I do is I go from selvage... I'll iron the crease out of it.
Starch or no starch?
Well, to get this line
I'll
out, it probably needs starch or a bit of water.
Okay.
Now I won't cut my selvages off.
Oh, you won't?
No.
Okay.
I will just say pretend this is, we have 2 pieces. So I'll put my selvages together. This is my big wide backing piece, my 69 inches. I'll put my selvages together and I will stitch down the vertical, down all the way down. I will stitch it about 1.5 inches.
Okay.
Big time, about 1.5 inches. When that's done, I'll go back and I'll trim that 1/2 inch off of the selvage. The reason why you don't want to leave the selvage is the selvages, as you know, are woven tighter than the fabric. You see that?
Yes.
You see how that is like a stronger weaving of or whatever it is. Weaving. So you want to cut your selvages off of your back seam. Okay. Then what you want to do is you're going to have a piece which is 69 inches by 84 inches. Giant piece.
Okay.
Awesome. Lay it, and so that's your backing.
Okay.
So cut your thing off, and then you're wanting to iron I iron my seam open.
Open my seam.
I iron the seam open. You can, that's personal preference. You can iron it to the side, you can iron it open, whatever you wish to do. So that's our backing. So like I said, you're going to have a piece 69 inches by 84 inches which is plenty enough to be able to sandwich. And basically, you want to do the quilting, the batting, which is 90 inches wide. You want to do that the exact same way.
Okay.
Now I'm going to show you because we're going to have waste. You're going to obviously you're going to cut off 20 inches or so by the whole length. But that's how you have to do it anyway.
Okay.
And then the batting is the same.
Okay.
So then
you open the seam in the batting as well?
No, there's no seam in the batting. Because your batting is 90 inches wide.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay, see, good thing I asked.
Your batting is, yeah.
When I unfold it, yes.
When you unfold it, when you get that one layer
yes.
Unfolded, it's 90 inches wide.
Okay.
So that's our backing. We've created our backing. So that shouldn't take you long.
No, not at all.
So if you're following along and you measure your quilt, if it's 59, if it's whatever it is, I've addressed this before. Whatever it is, you're going to add. I add about 10 inches. If you don't want to add that much, you don't have to.
I'm gonna listen this time.
But it just and then you cut a little bit off. But it just makes sense to me not to have to mess with oh no.
No, we've gotten this far. If I messed up now, I'd be devastated.
And just for the sake of a few inches, I've always said that if you do it another way, if you're so clever and you just do it perfect. But this is how I do it, and then we have a little bit of fabric left over, which won't go to waste.
Okay.
So that's our backing. You're going to iron the seam. They're going to iron that out. You're going to sew it, and then very, very careful, trim off that selvage edge.
Yep.
And then when you're done that, we will start basting it on your dining room table.
Okay.
Because you basted your other quilt. I said to Jen's made another quilt, her yellow and gray one, and I said, it was put together. It's quite nice, but
I basted it on the floor, and
how do people baste things on the floor?
I said to Jean, I'm like, how do you get it so perfect? And she was like, you just do it on the table and pull it down. And I was like, the table. I had never crossed my mind to use my table.
It would never cross my mind to use the floor.
I just thought it was giant. My floor, I have a big giant open floor, and I thought I'll just do it on.
Yeah.
But it gathers and it doesn't get that nice tightness.
And do you have a hardwood floor? Or do you have carpet?
But I did.
That's what I'm saying. Or people say, I do it in my bed.
Yeah.
They pin baste on their bed. I'm thinking, sorry, don't you grab the carpet or don't you grab your bedspread?
I did grab the carpet.
That's what I'm saying. And then somebody said, oh, don't you, I do mine on my either dining room table or my breakfast table or my other table. Sometimes do you scratch the tabletop? Well,
I have 3 kids. I'm not
I know. I'm like a little.
You should see what
I'm not digging into the. I'm just going like this and with my safety pins. So
maybe people have pristine tables.
Yeah, and I would imagine maybe you could just use a table pad. I don't know, whatever. Then we're going to do that. We're going to make our batting.
Okay.
I'm going to make our backing, I should say. Get your batting ready.
Okay. I'm all ready. I have all my stuff.
She has her stuff, and you've done your quilt top.
We're almost done, except for hours of quilting.
It's going to be good. It didn't take you long.
Well, 6 hours.
It took her 6 hours, yeah.
It probably took you, 2 hours?
It took me about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of seams, and you reinforced your side seams.
I did.
Yeah, because you could see that they could have the tendency.
Oh, then I got very clever.
Oh, what'd you do?
And I thought, if I don't want this to come apart, maybe as I'm chain piecing, I'm like, I'll just backstitch on my